What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's fight between Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr, UFC 327. But guys, before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. Help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it. This is a fucking fun one. You know, we had the previous somewhat retirement fight for Cub back when he fought Billy Quarantillo. When was that? Back in 2024. Went out there, got the third round knockout victory, walked away with the dub, with the knockout victory, right? But since we've seen him kind of come back on the media scene, some podcasts, he's been on Jackson podcast, just talking about being hungry still and still wanting to get out there and compete. And I feel like he still has like that chip on his shoulder. He discussed some of his issues that he's had with some of his coaches in the past where he really felt like what he was doing with his training and whatnot, he felt like he was kind of beating himself up on his lead up to his fights, kind of questioned his coaches, and they turned around and really much questioned his toughness, which has to be, you know, someone, because the way that he described it was more of probably in his last 6 or 7 fights. And you can go back 15 fights, you can go back 18 fights. Cub Swanson has been a battle-tested, validated fighter for quite some time within the WEC and the UFC, fighting quite literally fucking everybody in the featherweight division. Max Holloway, Jose Aldo. I mean, you can literally go through the entire list of Andre Fili, Kron Gracie, Frankie Edgar, Renato Moicano, Brian Ortega, Jeremy Stevens, Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, Ricardo Lamos, Chad Mendez. I mean, the resume speaks for itself, so that has to be pretty aggravating to go through, where your own coaches are questioning your toughness and how much you actually want it, when all you really are just trying to do is ask questions on as to why they keep beating you up onto your lead up into your fights. But anyways, I digress. Cub is a proven killer. He is Killer Cub. And at 40 years old, I think that, you know, everything that makes him good, you know, movement, speed, fluidity, has really good bounce to his step, athletic, right? Very athletic. He's like a perfect combination of an athlete and a fighter. All those things, I think, you know, I think he still has it. He showed it with his fight against Billy Quarantillo, and even though he's taken time off, right? It's been some time since he's fought. It's been over a year. I'm sure he's been training. I'm sure he's been healthy. I'm sure maybe he had some injuries that he's been healing up. So I expect a healthy Cub Swanson here against Nate Landwehr. And as for Nate, the train Landwehr, right? Grit, heart, will, determination. He is a train. He is like the definition of a fucking freight train coming directly at you, a do or die type of fighter. He's coming off of 2 losses in a row where it hasn't really looked the best for him. His last one was Morgan Schreier, where it was a fight where he was definitely winning. He was marching forward, landing the tougher shots. He was really beating up on Morgan, who was still hanging in there, still staying in within the fight. But going into that 3rd round, even halfway through that 2nd round, you can see Nate losing the focus and getting into the brawling exchanges, where Morgan is a little bit more sharper, he's a little bit more precise of a fighter than Nate is. He's gonna, you know, he's gonna get you close, nasty clinch situations, nasty overhands, nasty elbows. But there's a lot of openings with all of that over aggression, and Morgan going into that 3rd round really capitalized on that. And the fight before that, against Duho Choi, a fight where, you know, I expected Nate to go out there and get a victory, and Ho Choi went out there and just fuck it. I don't even think Nate landed a punch in that fight. I mean, just got his ass kicked for the entirety of that fight. Didn't really have any openings. But Nate Landwehr here in this fight too, I mean, he has really good leg kicks, really good body kicks, really good clinch work, really good pressure. But Cub Swanson's the type of guy, he's not really going to let anybody pressure him against the fence. He is really good on his lateral movements, on his angles. He has good leg kicks himself. He has good creative kicks himself. But Nate Landwehr, if he can really land heavy leg kicks early on in this fight, stifle that movement of Cub Swanson, land liver kicks. We've seen Cub lose via TKO by leg kicks. We've seen him lose via TKO by liver kicks with Giga Chikadze, Jonathan Martinez. So, I mean, if Nate can really go out there and try and stifle the movement and the gas tank of Cub by going for those roundhouse kicks to the body, by going with those inside leg kicks, outside leg kicks, he can possibly really break the distance if he utilizes those moves early on in the fight. And hopefully, you know, if he can get Cub into like a clinch situation, elbows in the clinch, knees in the clinch, make it dirty, that is Nate's path to success. But I think Cub, I think he's going to be fluid. I think he's going to be bouncing off of, I think he has a very good bounce to his step, light on his feet. And I think that we are going to continue to see that with Killer Cub Swanson here this Saturday. I don't know if he's going to get the knockout over Nate Landwehr because that dude's tough as shit. But I can see Cub Swanson going out there and getting a decision victory. Yeah. I'm picking Cub by decision over Nate Landwehr. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on this fight. Do you guys have Nate the Train? Do you guys have Killer Cub? Love to hear your guys' thoughts. That's going to do it for today, guys. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.